Hey there, y'all. This is Jack, and today we're discussing Kagurabachi Chapter 32. Way to go, Cheeto. Way to get out of that situation. Way to keep a level head. I didn't expect that. I legit thought Cheeto was going to continue to, kind of not lose his mind, but more like just focus on the fight, on trying to beat the boss, the mafia boss of. No, he's not the mafia boss. He's forgive me, the name is, I wrote it down here. Hishaku. I wrote it down. How could I didn't remember? But it's like I can know how to pronounce it correctly because I'm very bad at pronouncing Japanese words and names. If you see my other video, so my apology if you see me looking down because I want to know how to say Hishaku. I'm so sorry, but yeah, this is a review. Let's just dive right in, shall we? But before we that, we get this gorgeous looking page right here. Pretty cool. Cheetah holding me in his mouth and his other sword. Very cool image, I gotta say. And then yeah, it comes down to Cheeto's trapped, and but Cheeto uses his mate to essentially use creep lightning to try to get himself out. But the boss, he's like, wait, he's using black lightning, which is actually pretty cool because Cheeto's whole aesthetic thing is like he's all black and everything. Just lightning be black specifically for him is pretty cool. But also, I would think it'd also be pretty cool, like if something else, like with someone else, like their aura is more like I guess like more cool, calm. It would be like kind of blue, so stuff like that, Or if they're like full of rage and hatred, it'll be red, like red lightning, stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. So it's just not, just so happy that Cheeto's just as black, just because his get up and everything, right? I just figured that, but that's just me. And so essentially we get some narration essentially saying that, the sword, it obeys its master even if it goes beyond the limits. I do like that, but May is broken. So it should be nerfed to an extent, which I guess you could say it seems to be, because it doesn't seem to be on any level that Sojo was on when he was using it, which is fair enough, but it's still pretty dang powerful, I gotta say. As Cheeto does break out of it, slashes the boss's arm, comes in for another attack, but the boss is already going in for an attack on Cheeto. He just immediately counters. But Cheeto, we get this cool scene where Cheeto just zoops right out and it comes, zoops away, just comes, zooms right back at him. So cool because it looks like he goes right out of the manga panel and then just jumps right back into the next one. Pretty cool. But the boss, as he's bleeding, he uses to his advantage that the wound he has is just spits of blood at Cheeto just to blind him for a bit, which causes Cheeto to run back, and the boss just catches his arm and severs on before it falls. So yeah, Cheeto's like, okay, yeah, this guy, the thing what I just did, he still kept a level head and was able to counter it all. This guy's on a whole other level, and then he looks up at the boss, and the boss is just kind of just smirking at him. Cheeto's realizing like he's got to break through that tree. The plan is to meet with Hiyuki. I hope I said it. No, she comes in later. Not Hiyuki, Hakuri. And forgive me if I say Hakari from Jujutsu Kaisen. My apologies. I kind of almost get their names mixed up. Hakuri and Hakari. Hakari is from Jujutsu. Hakuri is from Kagurabachi. But if I jump to Hakari, my apologies. All right, they kind of seem very similar to me. But the tree that Cheeto just jumped or propelled himself from left a pretty good dent in it, but he needs to break through it so you get to Akuri, and so you can get to Shiba and help Shiba out because Shiba's what 4v1 right now. So yeah, and Cheeto's like, yeah, but this the way it is right now. Only able to use this a few more times. I'm not gonna use it all that much. And the boss essentially calls him out, like Cheeto out saying, "Do you want to continue?" And Cheeto's just the part of his right eye just goes all that's all black. Looks like electricity's coming from it as he says, "I'll kill you." Essentially, Cheeto's not gonna try to kill him. Obviously, he's gonna try to. I'm assuming, yeah, he does have a level head at this point, but to an extent, right? His anger still somewhat getting the best of him, and we don't know how much more times he used me against this boss here. He could use it probably several more times. Like I would say, probably 2 or 3. Maybe no. I would say to try to get the charge up to be able to burst through the tree, but also try to get another hit on him, by him, and then just bolt right through the tree that we see later on that he manages to get through, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, really cool looking. We cut to Hakuri. doing his Isho against his older brother Soya, and nothing again happens, which I was surprised, but makes sense because why in the world would he be able to do it all of a sudden, right? And yeah, Soya just continues to beat down on poor Hakuri, like the good old days. And yeah, Hakuri's like he notices the lightning that came from the other side of the tree. And he's thinking, okay, Cheeto's just gonna try to get through. Can I hold out? But I got to do something. I can't just be here and just let everyone just save me all the time as his brother just wailing on him, which I guess is pretty sad. But you know, yeah, then we get a flashback again. Actually, some more I guess when you say world building for characters on how the magic system works in here and how people are able to use it, but it does come off as more exposition to the audience, to the readers, than it does to actually telling Hakuri, since she was the one telling him about it, telling him, he made a diagram on the sand, telling him that the energy comes from where it looks like from the heart, and then kind of spreads out to the human body, essentially that anyone can really use it, but it comes down to how good is your body able to handle it. And I again, this is good for world building, but Hakuri would know about this. He's elite trained, right? Like he does think he was what they're trained in sorcery at the age of 8, and then they become like guards at 10, at 11, I think. So yeah, he would know all this already, but again, it just comes off to just to explain it to us, which is like you know not that great. What could have easily been an easy fix is Shiba tells him, all right, tell me what you know about magic. Again, it's not great, but it's better because again, how could he would know about this already? Like she would obviously know this, right? And but Shiba says, that it's interesting that you haven't got your abilities yet, but there, there's actually a good chance that you actually probably do have it. You just haven't been realizing it. It's probably the ability to protect yourself. Uh, and Hakuri just remembers the times where he's just getting wailed on his brother. And he's like, I don't know about that. And then Shiba and Chidori, essentially, they believe in him. They're like, we believe you could do this. But don't worry, don't overstress yourself. We'll be there to help you out. Says by Cheeto, which is very cool, which helps inspire him. As Hakuri notices that the lightning's coming through the tree again, and Hakuri realizes, okay, yeah, this is my moment here. As he stands up to his brother and uses Isho right on Soya and pushes Soya all the way back to the tree, which is pretty good. It's very, very good for Hakuri. We don't see the look on his face as he performed it. He just gets up, and then we see the back of him perform it. So we don't know if he gets the hollow mask, similar to his father, Korya. So we don't see that, but we do see Soya just looking down, watching and being surprised by it. So, well, before we go into a little bit more of that, I'm just thinking. So, Hakuri, when he used it, and he didn't use his hollow mask, does that mean she should be able to use his magic? Like, probably that's hindering him because that's a bit too much for him, his power. But the whole just doing it without the mask, is that probably more stable for his magic to do, so he's able to perform it, even though if it's just a push, which is enough here to be honest. And Soya's like, is that it? I mean, really, that's it? I mean, come on, like you should like this is nothing. And then Cheeto just bursts right through the wood and slashes Soya. I don't think he meant to slash Soya. I think he was just going for the wood. He just happened to slash Soya. Is Soya alive? I could buy it just because the fact that once you break through the tree, you probably just not going full force. But then this is Cheeto. He'd probably expect I gotta go in, and there's probably someone with Hakuri, and I gotta help defend him. So Soya's probably either alive or dead. I'd prefer if he's dead to be honest, but if he's alive, like okay. And then Cheeto gets to Hakuri and says, "All right, we gotta get out. We gotta get going. We gotta get to Shiba." And then right there, we get the boss just smirking as he just says, "Well, that exceeded my expectations. He's very level-headed." And we get some boots standing right behind him, and Hikuri, so freaking cool. I loved it. Again, this chapter very good, but the only thing I didn't like was just the exposition part. To be honest, if I have to be objective, is Hakuri being able to use his magic right when he needed it most to slash for Cheeto slash again another fix again. I hate saying this because I'm not a manga artist or anything. I just like storytelling. I like to give my 2 cents. Where he would probably I would have it to where Hakuri kind of just tries to jump right not in the center but close to it to where he levels Sonya towards the center. He would actually try to push him to the wall. As he would do it, I would have it to where he hit Sonya Isho from Hakuri, and it would just slightly move him back, probably like a couple of inches, and the Sonya would be like, wait, what? Like again, I'd probably do the same thing. Like he didn't even really do anything, and that's when Cheeto just breaks through, and right there as he's going through, he sees Soya, he cuts Soya down, and then gets to Hakuri, something like that, But overall, still a pretty good chapter. 7 out of 10. Really, really enjoyed it. And again, gotta give it to Cheeto for being level-headed. Just no matter what, even this dude that's responsible for his father's death, it just wants to abuse the sacred swords. And Cheeto again, level-headed. You gotta give it to him for sure. Because holy cow, guys. But yeah, that concludes my review. If you listened this far, I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day and take care. Later.